Um, my journey into femininity. Um, of course, you notice it when you're young. First time I noticed of what's supposed to be feminine or whatever. Um, of course, it was when I was young, but I wasn't even like cognizant of that fact because even now that I know like what is presented as feminine, what is presented as masculine, um, I am comfortable in saying I don't know what is feminine, what is masculine. I just become what is comfortable and what I like. Like I just exist. That's what I use. Um, how I noticed that I was different when I was young, the manner at which I was speaking, like the way I expressed myself, it was labeled as a feminine thing to do. And my question to them was like, why is that? Because I was always a white child. It's like, why is this called feminine? Why can't I do it? Because I can do it. Or the way I walked, apparently I walked like. I was like, okay, that's interesting. I used to do things that were labeled as feminine, I guess. The singing, because like before I, before I went to Soweto, I lived in Natal Springs in a community that's very heteronormative. It's heteronormativity, right? Yeah. Um. So it's like things like singing, boys didn't participate in such, or I don't know. I cooked. I don't know. Even now, I just don't know what they're pointing out as feminine because I really don't get it. I really don't get the divide. Um, but that's what the world presented to me. There's masculine, there's feminine, and you need to fall under between the two. There's no gray, black or white. Um, so in that, it led me to just be insecure in the way I did stuff, the way I ate, the way I dressed up. Um, Even though I didn't get why people had such a fuss in how I do things. But yeah, it led me to be insecure, insecurity, repression, um, depression after that, when you're young. And it led me to hate all things that are masculine, even men themselves, because it was men that inflicted all those ideas onto me and it caused pain inside me. So everything I linked with masculineness was pain to me, which I'm still dealing with because every time I'm in a male space and I'm in a masculine space or I'm doing things that were said to be masculine to me, I become triggered. Thus, I go back to my defense mechanisms through withdrawing or dissociating. Um, yeah, and how I am, how I became comfortable with my femininity. I don't know. Where did it start? Because there's some things you can't control, even though you want to hide your feminineness and everything. But like, you just are. But I think this whole journey of being comfortable in my feminineness, I want to say it started in high school, but I don't think I was yet like comfortable as I was now. But I was comfortable in speaking my mind. Like in high school, I was just like, people started seeing me and res- respecting me, I guess. Um, but I wouldn't say I was comfortable with myself, but I don't think with my femininity because I was still hiding some stuff, I guess. But I think the journey um really really started to take its peak here in university. I think when I started reading, when I started hanging around, like being in a community that is went through the same things as me. Um, where was I? I forgot. Interesting story. Now that you touched on that, I have a friend Frog. Do you know Frog? Yeah, but I have a friend Frog who is non-binary, pansexual, and trans. Um, they started asking me about my sexuality and everything. And I was like, oh, of course. I mean, I don't know if I'm gay or what, but well, I know that I'm attracted to men, but like, I wouldn't label it as being gay. But okay, I'm existing, I'm in life. I just am. And then they started asking me about my gender. I was like, oh, actually, I haven't thought about that because that's not something I actually talk about. Not talk about, but like, just delve in. But um those questions triggered me to like think more about, okay, where do I fall under and everything. And that's when I decided to come out as non-binary, I guess. But those questions led me to think that I am actually comfortable being in between, or just sometimes being masculine, sometimes being feminine, and just being. Because every time when I tell a person, well, in race, that, okay, I'm non binary, they'd ask me, so which uh, gender are you attracted to? And I'm like, well, there's a difference between gender and like sexuality. I guess I wouldn't say my gender affects my sexuality because it's just two separate categories. But yeah, my gender and my sexuality, which is the point I wanted to get to, even though it just took long. But my gender and my sexuality, they complement each other, but like they are independent of each other. I do not crush on boys because I am feminine. I crush on boys because I crush on boys, and I'm feminine because I am comfortable in acting that way. Get it? And yeah, in high school, how did I deal with it? I was bullied, but I guess I bullied back. I bullied back, and people were always confused. I remember one person in my class used to ask me, so what's happening with you? Because when you're with us, you'll just talk, hey, sure, fere, and everything, and you're so comfortable in that. And when you're with the girls, there's no difference. You are such a girl. And they would be so confused. They'd be like, are you confused in your sexuality and everything? And I would just look at them and be like, I didn't know I must choose. I've always been this person that I just, I don't know. To hell with your categories. I just am. And I guess that's why I didn't know like the whole spectrum and everything. Cause like I'm still, I'm still new to this LGBT, what Q, whatever. As a child, I was just like, okay, yeah, I don't know. I didn't have to research a lot about stuff. I just had to be. I don't know. It's a boring story, I guess. But of course, it had its own share of traumas. One being of me being uncomfortable in masculine spaces. Two is being uncomfortable with my own body. Reason why I can take off my shirt is because I don't like my chests. Um, um, I don't know. I don't like it because, like, during puberty, because I know my 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 brother went through it. It's like his boobs like were like had little, like they were just growing and then they just went back. I know Sam Smith had this. I don't know what they call those conditions, but when you have man boobs, yeah, exactly. I have those, and I'm like, because I'm uncomfortable. It's been like since primary, if not high school, since I've taken off my shirts and just walked around, and yeah, it's just that labeling as this is a feminine thing, and if I have a feminine thing in this masculine body, judgment comes, and no one is everyone is afraid of judgment because everyone wants to belong in a community, and not being in a community that accepts you just creates this, I don't know, futileness inside you, because like you asking yourself, am I enough, and everything, and also you develop like toxic ways of loving yourself because you people please, just mask yourself in masculineness because they want you to be masculine. um I guess those are the traumas that come with, I don't know, yeah. I don't know what to say more.